Hello, Miss Steele here. So we are talking about patterns this week, and we're going to make our own Pysanky. I might have said that a little bit wrong, but hopefully I said it a little bit right. Eggs, and these are Ukrainian decorated patterned eggs. Normally they would do them on a real egg, but we're going to do it on paper because this is art class. So what you want is a colored piece of paper. I have like a light brown, but you can use whatever color you like. A pencil and an eraser. Scissors, because we're going to end up cutting them out. And then I have these two pattern sheets that can help me with different patterns. We want to try at least 3 different patterns on this egg. I might fit in some more. And then you want something to color in with. And I have crowns and markers, but you can use what you have to color it in. So I'm going to move these out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a shape for my egg. Now there's a few different ways you can try to draw your egg. One way is you can draw a big circle here at the bottom of your paper, like that, and then a smaller circle right above it, and then you can just bring down the lines between the two of them, and then you have an egg shape. So I did a big circle and then a smaller circle. Or another way is drawing a small U at the top of your paper and then drawing a big U at the bottom of your paper and then connecting them together. So that's another way you can draw an egg. So now that I have my egg drawn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some straight lines so I can make a few different sections on my egg. So I'm going to draw a line going down the middle of my egg the best I can. Another one going through my egg. And then I'm going to add a few more lines. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 lines. It's almost like I drew a really big star. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to repeat patterns in each of these. Or I could do a different pattern in each of these. So we're going to start decorating our egg. And if you remember, a pattern is any line, color, shape, or design that repeats itself again and again. You can decorate your eggs however you want to. But I think I'm going to start with adding a bumpy line in each of these. So like I said, what you can do is you can make each of them different if you'd like, or you can continue the pattern into all the different sections. So since I have the bumpy line at the bottom, I'm going to add a bumpy line to the bottom of each. And since the holidays are close, either they're about to happen or maybe they just passed, I might include something for the holidays. So I think what I'm going to do is right here I'm going to draw a circle, and then I'm going to draw a bumpy line, but instead of the bumps going on the outside, the bumps go on the inside, and I'm going to add a little, I think this is called mistletoe. And so I'm going to add that on the inside in all of these. And so that's going to be my next pattern. So now I have 1, 2 patterns. I want at least 3 patterns, but I might go ahead and try 4 if I can fit it in. So I'm drawing this, and like I said, you can make each of these a different pattern if you want to, or you can repeat it like I'm doing for each of them. So I'm going to go through and get the rest of these drawn, and then we're going to move on to our next step. All my little holly or mistletoes that are right here are my next pattern. This bumpy line is a pattern. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edge right here at the bottom, and I'm going to add in a wavy line, and then on that wavy line I'm going to draw some squares. So I drew a wavy line, then next to the wavy line I drew some squares, and then I'm going to draw 2 curved lines that almost like a little lemon shape, and I think I'm going to make little lights here at the bottom. So then that would be my third pattern. What I could do as well is whenever I color these in, if I repeat colors, that can make another pattern. So if I was to color these in and go red, green, or, you know, blue, yellow, that could create another pattern. So I'm going to get these drawn in, and then I'm going to try to hide one more pattern in here. So I have 1, 2, 3 now. And I'm going to try to sneak in another pattern. But first I'm going to get this all drawn out. And then all we need to do is figure out what we want to do for the next pattern, or what I want to do for the next pattern. And then we can color it in and cut it out, and we will be good to go. So I'm going to finish these last 3, and then I'm going to think about what other pattern I could add in here to kind of spice it up. So I think for my last pattern, I'm going to add some curved lines in here. I'm going to add 3 right next to each other. So I'm going to sneak in some curved lines, and that's going to be my last pattern. Some of my areas are a little bit smaller, so it might have to go behind some of my items, but that's okay. So I'm drawing some curved lines, and that's my last pattern. So now I've drawn out some different patterns, but like I said, how I color this in, if I repeat colors in a certain way, like if I go red, green, purple, red, green, purple, that could make a pattern. So how I color it in can help us make more patterns as well. So I'm going to work on getting my lines going around, and then I'm going to start coloring it, and then we'll check in and see how it's going. So you draw your egg, and then you draw your straight line, one more line, and then you can add more if you want to, but that gives you different areas to add in pattern. So now I have all of these different patterns drawn in here, and my last step is to get this all colored in. It looks a little bit crazy because I haven't started coloring it in, and there's so many lines, but we're going to work on getting this colored in, and then we're going to look at it whenever it is finished. Alright, so I finished coloring in my lights around the edge, and I added in my first pattern, not just with my drawing, but with my coloring. So I did yellow, cream, yellow, cream, yellow, cream, yellow, cream. And then I went back and I added a little highlight to each. So that's like a pattern too. Any shape or color or line that repeats itself again and again is a pattern. So this is my first colored in pattern. So I'm going to keep working on getting these different areas colored in, and then our last step will be getting this all cut out. Alright, so I got it all colored in, and I even added in some lines for some extra patterns over here. So I'm going to erase my pencil lines that are sticking out, and then I'm going to use my crowns, and I think I'm going to start coloring maybe this outside ring, and I might leave the inside ring like normal. I think that I'm also going to use colors to create a pattern around here too. So I'm going to get these pencil lines erased, and then I'm going to decide what I want to do for this outside. Because I thought I'd be done, but I feel like I could add something more to it. So this is my Ukrainian pattern Pysanky egg. I decided to go in and I colored this, so I did silver, silver. And I switched it, so I do silver on the bottom, silver on the top, silver on the bottom, silver on the top. So I made a pattern repeating colors, and because I would switch them, I made another pattern. So it flips each time. I felt like it needed some spice in here. So I'm back and colored in the middle, and I think I want to keep adding to it, of course, but I think I'm going to be done. So I have a lot of patterns hidden in. These are a pattern, my stripes are a pattern. I created a pattern with these and coloring it in. So I want you to try to make at least 3 different patterns, but this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I think I have 8 or 9 patterns hidden in here. So I'm excited to see how yours come out. You, of course, do not have to do the same thing as me. You just want to add some patterns in here. So yours is probably going to look a lot different than mine, and that is quite all right. I can't wait to see how your projects come out. I'm going to get this cut out. And that is our last step. So it's okay if you color outside of the lines a little bit, because our last step is cutting this out. So then we won't see all that area where you might have got outside the lines and all of that fun stuff. Like that. I will see you guys all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, your afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Bye.